Welcome student in 5th session from your textbook chapter number 8 motion. Today we will continue this chapter. In last session we studied about the first equation of motion, second equation of motion and third equation of motion. So today we are going to discuss graphical representation of motion. Okay. So we will now discuss the various type of graphs which can be used to calculate speed or velocity. Okay. Acceleration and distance traveled by a body. So we will first study the distance time graph, okay, and then speed time graph or velocity time graph means speed time graph को आप velocity time graph भी बोल सकते हो. In drawing graph based on motion, time is always taken along the x-axis, whereas distance or speed or velocity is taken along the y-axis. So first distance time graph, okay. When a body move with uniform speed, okay, when a body move with a uniform speed, it will travel equal distance in equal interval of time. Okay, means जब वो uniform speed means जैसे 40 की ही speed से गाड़ी एक जैसी speed से चलते आ रही, तो it will travel equal distance in equal interval of time. In other words, the distance travel is directly proportional to the time. Means जो distance है वो directly किसके proportional है? To the time. So thus for uniform speed or a graph of that distance travel against the time will be a straight line, okay, and as shown by that OA, okay. So we can now say that the distance time graph of a body moving at uniform speed is always straight lines. A straight line graph between the distance and time tell us that the body is moving with a uniform speed. Or slope of a distance time graph indicates speed of the body. Okay, the distance time graph of a body can be used to be calculate, okay, the speed of the body. अब आपको अगर body की speed find out करनी है, so to find the speed from the distance time graph, okay, of a body, we take point A, okay, on the straight line. अब ये straight line में आपने यहाँ पे point A लिया है, okay, लाइन ग्राफ एंड ड्रॉ पे परपेंडिकुलर. अब यहां से परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉ किया है दैट ए बी, ओके, ऑन द टाइम एक्सिस. मतलब ये टाइम एक्सिस पे यहाँ पे परपेंडिकुलर ए बी ड्रॉ किया और ये आपने ए कहाँ लिया है? स्ट्रेट लाइन पे पॉइंट ए लिया है. ओके, सो इट इज क्लियर दैट ए बी रिप्रेजेंट द डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड बाय द बॉडी इन द टाइम इंटरवल रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय ओ बी. अब ये जो ओ बी है वो क्या है? टाइम रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है. ओके, so we know that speed is equal to distance traveled upon the time taken. Okay, so the distance travel is OC. अब यहाँ पे distance कितना travel किया गया है? OC. Look here, distance travel by OC which is in fact equal to AB. ये OC जो है वो किसके equal है? AB के. And the time is taken OB. So distance is equal to AB and time is equal to OB. In the above relation, okay, we get speed is equal to AB. Distance travel means what? OC is equal to AB. So distance travel AB, time taken OB. So we write here OB. Clear this one? But AB upon OB is known as the slope of the graph line OA. ये जो graph line OA, तो इस पे क्या है? slope है. Okay, therefore in a distance time graph for uniform speed, the speed of the body is given by the slope of the graph. In other words, the slope of a distance time graph indicates the speed. अब ये क्या indicate कर रहा है? Slope of that slope of a distance time graph indicate the speed. Clear this one? If the speed of a body is uniform, then its distance time graph is a straight line. Okay. Now, if however the speed of body is non-uniform, आपने अभी above देखा कि speed of the body is uniform, then its distance time graph is straight line. Okay. If however the speed of a body is non-uniform, then the graph between the distance travel and time is a curved line. तो कैसी होती है वो? curved line. अगर non-uniform speed है तो distance time graph में line जो आएगी वो curved आएगी. We get the following conclusion from the above to discussion. If the distance time graph of a body is straight line, then its speed is uniform. And second, if the distance time graph of a body is curved line, then its speed is what? Non-uniform. Clear this one? If a distance time graph is drawn, then it will specifically represent velocity. Okay, so in fact the speed time graph are also known as the velocity time graph. So now second is speed time graph, or means that velocity time graph. It represent the acceleration. Okay, velocity time graph represent the acceleration. So we can have three types of speed time graph for a moving body. These three cases are: first, when the speed of the body remain constant, it means that there is no acceleration. Okay, second, when the speed of body changes at a uniform rate, it means there is a uniform acceleration. Okay, and third, when the speed of the body changes in a non-uniform way, there is what? Non-uniform accelerations. Clear this one? So first, there is a velocity time graph or speed time graph when speed remain constant. The variation in velocity with time for an object moving in a straight line. Okay, तो इसमें क्या होता है, जब ऑब्जेक्ट क्या करता है, moving in a straight line, can be represented by a velocity time graph. Okay, in this graph time is represented along the x-axis and the velocity is represented the y-axis. The object move at uniform velocity. अगर uniform velocity से object move कर रहा है, the height of its velocity time graph will not change. तो height उसकी change नहीं होंगी. It will be straight line parallel to the x-axis. अब ये x-axis के ये line क्या हो जाएगी? Parallel हो जाएगी. Okay, means increase height में नहीं होंगी, parallel हो जाएगी. So shows that this figure shows that the velocity time graph for a car moving with uniform velocity of 40 km per hour. Look here, 40 km per hour. Okay, we know that the product of velocity and time give displacement of an object moving with uniform velocity. The area enclosed, okay, by velocity time graph and the time axis will be equal to the magnitude of displacement. Know the distance moved by the car between T1 and T2. Okay, between T1 and T2. Using that, this figure, draw perpendicular from the point corresponding to the time T1, okay, and T2 on the graph. अब यहाँ पे perpendicular draw किए. Draw perpendicular from the point corresponding to the time T1 and T2 on the graph. The velocity of 40 km per hour, okay, is represented by the height AC. अभी किससे represented किया है? Height AC से. Clear? और BD and the time T2 minus T1 is represented by the length AB. अभी length AB के according ये T2 और T1 को represent किया गया. So the distance S moved by the car in time T2 minus T1 can be expressed as S is equal to AC multiplied by CD. What is the value of AC? That 40 km hour raised to power minus 1. Okay, look here. Okay, 40 km hour raised to power minus 1 multiplied by CD. So here CD is what? T2 minus T1 in hour. So right here hour. Okay. After solving this, we got that 40 in bracket T2 minus T1 in kilometer. So area of rectangle ABDC, okay, is there. Clear this one? So this is what this graph is represented, velocity time graph for uniform motion of a car. First आपने स्टडी कर लिया when the speed of the body remains constant. Now second is speed time graph when the speed changes at a uniform rate, means uniform acceleration. First में no acceleration था, okay, means उसमें कुछ भी acceleration नहीं था, और यहाँ पे क्या है? Uniform acceleration. Clear? So when a body move with uniform acceleration, its speed changes by equal amount in equal interval of time. Look here. ओके, ये ऐसी स्पीड चेंज जो होंगी विथ चेंजिंग द टाइम. जैसे ही स्पीड चेंज होती जाएगी तो ये इसमें इंक्रीज होते जाता है. ओके, ये ग्राफ. क्लियर दिस वन? सो इन अदर वर्ड्स द स्पीड बिकम्स डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द टाइम. सो दस द स्पीड टाइम ग्राफ for a uniform changing speed means or uniform acceleration will be a straight line. कैसी होती है वो? स्ट्रेट लाइन होती है. क्लियर? सो वी कैन फाइंड आउट द वैल्यू ऑफ एक्सीलरेशन फ्रॉम द स्पीड टाइम ग्राफ ऑफ ए मूविंग बॉडी. So now from point Q, to calculate the acceleration at a time corresponding to point Q, we draw perpendicular QP from point Q which touches the straight line graph. और ये आपको इस टाइप से उसको ड्रॉ करना है कि वो टचेस करे स्ट्रेट लाइन को. ओके, एट पॉइंट P. तो जहां पे वो ये परपेंडिकुलर टच करेगा इस स्ट्रेट लाइन को, उस पॉइंट को आपने मेंशन किया है डिनोटेड बाय P. So we know that acceleration is equal to change in speed or velocity upon the time taken. Okay, so the change in speed is represented by PQ. Speed. Okay, the change in speed is represented by PQ. तो यहाँ पे आपने राइट कर दिया change in speed, that is PQ upon time taken. टाइम कितना यहाँ पे मेंशन है? OQ. So write here OQ. Clear this one? So acceleration is equal to PQ upon OQ. But PQ upon OQ is the slope. PQ upon OQ is the slope, okay, of the speed time graph OP. Okay, ये OP पे क्या हो गया? PQ upon OQ एक slope हो गया. किस पे? OP पे. Okay, so therefore we conclude that in a speed time graph the acceleration is given by the slope of the graph. The slope of the speed time graph of a moving body give its acceleration. The distance traveled by a moving body in given time can also be calculated from its speed time graph. Okay, distance traveled by the body in the time corresponding to Q, okay, corresponding time Q will be equal to the area of triangle. Will be equal to the area of triangle OPQ. Okay, the distance traveled by the body time corresponding to point Q will be equal to the area of triangle OPQ. Clear this one? Which is equal to half of the area of the rectangle ORPQ. ये जस्ट इसके रेक्टेंगल के हाफ है. इतना एरिया किसका? एरिया ऑफ ट्राइंगल इज द हाफ ऑफ द रेक्टेंगल. ओके, एरिया ऑफ द रेक्टेंगल ORPQ. So thus the distance traveled is equal to area of the triangle OPQ. Now here is equal to, अभी आपने यहाँ पे रीड किया कि area of triangle OPQ, okay, which is equal to half of the area of the rectangle ORPQ. तो अब इसके यहाँ पे एरिया ऑफ ट्राइंगल OPQ के प्लेस पे आपको क्या रखना है? हाफ द एरिया ऑफ रेक्टेंगल OPQR. तो लुक हियर, 1/2 area of rectangle ORPQ now is equal to there is a 1/2 is equal to OR multiply by OQ. So right here. Clear this one? In a speed time graph of a body, a straight line sloping shows uniform acceleration. In a speed time graph of a body, a straight line sloping downwards. अब इसमें downwards शो कर रहा है तो indicates the uniform retardation. और ये क्या शो कर रहा है? यूनिफॉर्म रिटार्डेशन. और यहाँ पे क्या है? अपवर्ड स्ट्रेट लाइन क्या शो कर रही है? यूनिफॉर्म एक्सीलरेशन. क्लियर दिस वन? नाउ थर्ड, इन वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ, स्पीड टाइम ग्राफ व्हेन स्पीड चेंजेस एट ए नॉन यूनिफॉर्म. अब फर्स्ट वाले में आपने देखा नो एक्सीलरेशन, सेकेंड में आपने सेकेंड स्पीड टाइम ग्राफ में देखा यूनिफॉर्म एक्सीलरेशन. नाउ हियर थर्ड वन इज नॉन यूनिफॉर्म एक्सीलरेशन रेट. ओके, so that non-uniform acceleration when the speed of a body changes in an irregular manner. Irregular means कभी कम हो रही है स्पीड, कभी ज्यादा हो रही है. when the speed of body changes in an irregular manner, then speed time graph of the body is a curved line. तो क्या होंगी वो? curved line होंगी. Okay, even now the distance traveled by the body is given by the area between the speed time graph curve and the टाइम एक्सिस. तो देखो स्पीड टाइम ग्राफ में एक कर्व आपको कर्व लाइन फाउंड होती है. इट मीन्स दैट स्पीड टाइम ग्राफ फॉर नॉन यूनिफॉर्म एक्सीलरेशन. क्लियर दिस वन?